Hello everyone, this is John Gibbon here. This is my first video that I'm making. I'll be making more videos in the near future, interesting videos, and and I'll also be try to make more videos. And what else? Okay, yeah, that's about it. But anyways, what I'm gonna talk about to you guys today, especially to all you whites, is about Baltimore and the riots that's happening. There are a lot of things happening. In the black community. I know, blacks so-called claims that they are the victims of police brutality, and they're the victims of white crime, and they're the victims of anything, any excuse from the book they can make up, any excuse. But the statistics shows differently. You know, there's more black on white crime, and there's also more black on black crime in huge proportion numbers than vice versa, whites on black crime. There's more black on black crime, more white on white crime than white on crime, because the statistics shows that blacks are more times likely to commit violent acts, including robbing, 4 times more likely to rape a woman, white women, 4 times more likely to, you know, what else? A lot of things. To react, that's a thing. And it's not a but it's been shown that it's proven that they're more likely to rob, commit acts of violence, rape another person, steal from another person, go to prison. The reason why blacks in prison is not because of police brutality, not because they're being victims. It's because of them. They commit all these acts, and that's what lands them in prison in the first place. And why is that? Well, because they're different from us. They're different. They're not the same. They're not the same as whites. We're both different, you see. Because unlike the blacks, we don't go and steal, kill, riot, and rape a person. When we protest so we could be heard. But when the blacks protest, they have to riot, they have to kill, they have to steal, loot, all these other horrendous things they have to do, to make their voice heard. But it's not helping anyone. It's just making matters worse and worse and worse. Not only for themselves, but for the community. Why would they have to tear down their own community and tear down business owners? There's nothing civilized about that. That's not civilized. This is just creating a police state. And I know the reason why. Since when Martin Luther King, demanded equality and demanded desegregation, guess what happened? Blacks, they commit crimes. They did. in proportionate numbers, and not only that, this will also cause to have a police state. There's an agenda going on, actually. The reason why they, there's the desegregation is so they could, create a police state, have, people be subservient to that, to the powers that be. They want race mixing, so, we will, be slaves. Because basically that's what will happen. And there's going to be law and order going on. I mean, if you look back in South America, like in Brazil, there's more crimes there. There is more crimes than the United States, but the United States is just in the beginning. So it's been proven that blacks don't know how to civilize themselves. They never built anything when we came in the African continent. If you look back in Haiti, Haiti used to be civilized, It used to have a lot of educated people. Until, the demand for equality came, the whites got killed, and when the blacks took over, they destroyed every last thing of Haiti. Every last civilized piece of art, they destroyed it and sent it to the dust. You think the United States is any different? Better look at it. We have a black president. Well, not about a mixed president. Obama. But there's the powers that be, again, as I said, that do wants to make us slaves. They do encourage race mixing. And, they want a one world government and a one and a one race nation, a one race world. They want a one race world. Hybridized people. I think that it's best for people, to stick with their own kind, especially with the blacks. They should stick with their own kind and hope someday they do, return to Africa. But, the media totally ignores the protest. Well, they do show video on it, but they say little children, but, you got teens out there rioting, looting, for no apparent reason. I mean, it's not the police's fault. I mean, I know they try to do their jobs, but this type of behavior, this type of bizarre behavior, is gonna cause for a police state and a military action. See this happening. And all countries are gonna. All states are gonna follow suit. Well, anyways, I have a farmland, luckily, and I have firearms with me. So, if anything happens, I have to, at least I'm prepared to, prepared militarily and physically. So, anything happens, I'll gladly be prepared when the shit hits the fans. And for all you whites out there that still claim that we're equal, and the reason for this happening is because of black are victimized. Accusation is from police or victims of police. Forgive me for talking out here. Sometimes I might mumble words, but they claim to be the victims of police brutality, and they're the victims of racism. Wake up. You'll understand that it's not the black. It's not them being victims. It's their criminal behavior that allows them to be victims. I'm telling you the truth. I know this from experience. You go to any black cities, you'll see the same ghettos, the same city torn up place. And I think that sooner or later there is going to be a separation. And they're having children out of wedlock, and then there's going to be problems. So, hope you whites wake up to this. Hope you guys know what's really going on. And I really hope that to stick. Just please, whatever you do, don't give up hope. Don't hate yourselves because of, the so-called claim white privilege. You're not privileged. We're not privileged in the first place. Okay? There's no such thing as white privilege. It's just a myth. It's a myth. They just to keep you in guilt for no apparent reason whatsoever. It's not privilege that make you succeed. It's you that make yourself succeed. It's just you. It's just that we're different. We're different than blacks. We know how to organize. We know how to conduct ourselves in an orderly manner. And work ethics too. Don't forget that. I'm still young. I'm actually 17 years old. But again, don't give up on yourselves. Okay. All right. Please, whatever you do, stick with your own kind. Stick with your own race. Okay? Be who you. Be truly to yourselves. Don't let anyone guilt you in the fact that, the reason why you're like this is because you're privileged and, you have everything handed out to you. No, you worked for it. You worked hard for it. Alright? And you know this, and you know better. So, please, whatever you do, stick with your own kind. Alright? Anyways, this is John Gubin, and I'm signing off. Till next time, alright? Take care.